Alright, so check this, right? Real quick disclaimer before we even start this video, so I know if this video is for you. If you're the type of person that leave a club and you order some wings, and when you order the wings, you tell them you want all flats, this video is probably not for you. And if you're the type of person that's leaving the club and you order wings and you tell them you want all drumsticks, this video is probably not for you. And last but not least, if you're the type of person that be in a club or be out somewhere and somebody walk up to you that you've never seen in your life and they're like, yo, what's good, fam? I ain't seen you in a minute, I ain't talked to you for a minute, and you fake like you know who they is, and you really have no idea who they is, this video is probably not, well, you know what? This video might not be for me, because I swear that be happening to me, especially when I be DJing in the club. It's always that one person that walk up to me, Black, what's good? I ain't seen you in a minute, fam. We got to link up. We ain't chilled in a minute. I be thinking like, who is you? Like, I have no idea who this person is. Speaking of who is you, shouts out to the Goblin, shouts out to India. They got these dope shirts, and it says who is you on the front of the shirt. These joints is right here. Make sure you cop one of the shirts. Links will be in the description so you can buy your own shirt. This is a dope joint. I'm getting your red joint too, because honestly, that happened to me a lot, especially when I be out, especially DJing clubs. They're like, yo, Bandana, what's good? I ain't seen you in a minute. I'll be thinking in the back of my head, like, I ain't never seen you earlier. Like, whose mans is this? Who is this? Well, anyways, this disclaimer had absolutely nothing to do with this video, but let's get started.
They can't stand the facts. A lot of are insane, they can't stand his raps. I'm so Buffalo like I'm Bandana, Black, but from the 716. We determined and we discipline. Oh, that's your man, better get him for you missing that. DJ Bandana.
Hey yo, what's good? It's DJ Bandana Black, Mr. Well Connected, even more respected, Mr. Hashtag I am Buffalo. Keep calm, I feed these streets. And like I always say, I'm not one of these people who hopped on YouTube and put a DJ in front of my name. I do this in real life. And speaking of that, gotta send a big shout out to the homie PG. This right here is Pluto, PG Pluto. Links will be in the description for the full song. Links will be in the description so you can follow him, show him some love, support him. This is a dope joint right here. We're sharing with the channel real quick. This is just a snippet of the song. For the full song, links will be in the description.
Old ass nigga from the 716, man. Chopper get the drum and it's gon' sound like a big band. I'm looking for the plug, I ain't trying to see no middleman. I'm trying to cop some beans and some pounds of that Zittles, man.
Like I said, that right there was PG Pluto. Links will be in the description so you can check out PG Pluto. Now we got to get to this Lloyd Banks situation. So Lloyd Banks finally responded back to Rick Ross diss. I don't know how many of you guys missed the video the other day. Well, Rick Ross did a video the other day, and you know Rick Ross and 50 Cent, you know, they had beef like years and years ago. Well, Rick Ross seems to be trying to pull that beef back up. I don't know whether, obviously I don't think it's going to work just off of Lloyd Banks' response. Long story short, Rick Ross won, I guess, some type of civil suit or some type of lawsuit against 50 Cent the other day, and he did a video. He basically just out of nowhere started talking about Lloyd Banks. Now, Lloyd Banks has been dropping some, I know a lot of people like Lloyd Banks ain't dropping in a while. He's actually been dropping music. I just ain't been up on it. Lloyd Banks has been dropping music here and there, not as often as he has in the past. But anyways, Rick Ross did a video the other day. He was basically clowning Lloyd Banks, saying like, yo, how much money you got right now? Like, yo, I'll give you $5,000 for the name Banks, so I might need to use that in the future. $5,000 for Banks? Like, I'm not saying Banks is hurting, but Banks don't need $5,000 right now. Like, $5,000 from Rick Ross, just pride alone. I'd rather starve or go stick something up than take $5,000 from Rick Ross, just if I was Lloyd Banks. But I like the way that Lloyd Banks responded back to this. So long story short, like I said, this is gonna be a quick video. Rick Ross did diss him the other day, basically saying that he was broke, basically saying that he'll give him $5,000 for the name. And what did Lloyd Banks do? The Punchline King. What did Blue Boy do? He did the respectable thing. He got online and he said, listen, I will not be a part of the circus. I will not be responding to him. And honestly, I think that this is good for Lloyd Banks. I think this is actually good for Rick Ross too, because if you look at the situation where Rick Ross was beefing with 50 Cent, that wasn't at the height of 50 Cent's career. That was kind of sort of when 50 Cent was, I'm not going to say declining, but he wasn't like accelerating. Or what's declining? What's the opposite of declining? Not accelerating, but basically he wasn't going up. He was kind of leveling out. He wasn't like at the height of his career when he was beefing with Rick Ross. And honestly, the reason why Rick Ross won that battle in the first place, or it can be perceived that he won the battle, is only because Rick Ross had money at the time too, and he had good music. He fought it with good music. 50 Cent, not saying he had bad music, but everybody know that when it comes to that punchline, that dissing, I mean, getting at somebody, Lloyd Banks is that guy out of G Unit. I know you guys remember the song that Lloyd Banks did. This is probably why Rick Ross even said that. He did a song called Officer Down, which was a Rick Ross diss. Probably one of the, I'm not going to say top 5, probably one of the top 10, maybe being some people's top 10 diss songs of that era of all time, whatever like that too. But I'm kind of happy that Lloyd Banks took the more adult route with the situation. He didn't get on talking crazy on social media. He didn't just drop a diss record like that too. And the reason why I say this is good for Rick Ross is because Lloyd Banks didn't drop a diss record. If Lloyd Banks would have did a diss record, the reason why I say it would be more of an even playing field, because We know Lloyd Banks don't have as much money as Rick Ross. We know Lloyd Banks doesn't have as much money as 50 Cent. But we do know that Lloyd Banks lyrically cannot be touched. There's not many rappers who can touch Lloyd Banks lyrically, so I think it would be an even playing field, because when Rick Ross was beefing with 50 Cent, it was more of a status type of thing. It was more of, okay, I got money, you got money, I got this discography, you got this discography. Even though Lloyd Banks does have a solid discography, when it comes to just, if Lloyd Banks get on the track today, and Rick Ross, I love Rick Ross music, I love Rick Ross as a person, just a lot of the motivational stuff that he does put out there. But if Lloyd Banks did decide to get in the studio, honestly, I would have to put my money on Lloyd Banks as far as a diss track going back and forth. I'll put it like this. If Lloyd Banks diss Rick Ross and 50 Cent diss Rick Ross, I would have to put my money on Lloyd Banks. That's nothing to take away from 50 Cent, but we just know Lloyd Banks was the punchline king. But I want to hear from you guys. How do you guys feel about this situation? Do you feel that Lloyd Banks maybe should have responded on wax, maybe should have did a diss track, or do you respect him for kind of saying, I'm not joining the circus, I'm not doing all this trolling stuff, I'm not going back and forth with you? I want to hear from you guys from that. Also, I want to hear from you guys, how do you guys like the t-shirts, the Who You t-shirts by India, the Goblin? Like I said, links will be in the description. You can go to 280hmf.com. That's 280hmf.com and order your shirts. I will be getting a red shirt. Also, shouts to the homie PG Pluto. This song right here is PG Pluto. Make sure you check that out. Show him some love. It's DJ Bandana Black, Mr. Well Connected, even more respected, Mr. Hashtag I Am Buffalo. I'm out.
Old ass nigga from the 716, man. Chopper get the drum and it's gon' sound like a big band. I'm looking for the plug, I ain't tryna see no middleman. I'm tryna cop some beans and some pounds of that Zittles, man.
DJ Bandana.